thanks for coming out. So like I said, my focus really is SEO, but 2019, there's a ton of overlap.
Sure.
So I'm going to be taking it from the SEO perspective. I'm really going to be focusing on social media. So I'm going to be looking at Facebook, Twitter, and you said LinkedIn as well.
Mm-hmm.
Right. And then before you discuss
I'd rather focus mostly on Facebook.
On Facebook?
I'm not on Twitter that much.
Okay.
Facebook and LinkedIn,
Okay.
for sure.
Okay.
Are the two big ones.
Facebook and LinkedIn?
Yeah.
Okay, okay.
I don't really like Twitter, to be honest.
Why not?
I just don't.
Yeah?
I just don't. I don't know.
No Instagram?
Instagram, yeah.
Okay.
We do Instagram. I think Instagram is, and correct me if I'm wrong, I think Instagram is good for not necessarily companies that have a service, but companies that have like goods.
Yeah.
Or it's a tangible object that you can see, because Instagram is photo driven.
Yeah, exactly.
Do you agree with that?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I mean, they're
So like
definitely
realtors that can show pictures of houses.
their houses, if you're in health and beauty or anything, cosmetics.
Like makeup.
Yeah, that's
yes,
perfect.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I
But something like the podiatry group, no, because you can't really, with HIPAA laws, you can't showcase services.
Right.
Because you would be violating patient privacy. You know?
Right.
So.
Yeah, I think with HIPAA, it makes it a little complicated. I was going to share a link with you. They're not in Houston, but it's a podiatry practice.
Mm-hmm.
They have like a ton of followers.
Oh.
Yeah, so they've been able to figure out something. And get people to
and that's
follow
what
them.
So he's really, my boss is really big on that and Google reviews.
Google,
do you do Google too?
Oh yeah, that's our.
He's really big on Google reviews.
Yeah.
And it's funny because there's another podiatrist that's new to the area, and he is. Dr. Jacobs has been practicing for close to 30 years, and this guy's come in and has way surpassed us on Google reviews now. And
really?
So
I looked this morning, and you guys have 147.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, he's like in the 170s, maybe
Okay.
even close to 200 now, and he's only been practicing for like 2 years.
Okay.
Part of me, can you pay, like, because some of them, they look generic, so can you use services to pay for Google reviews to make them up?
You can.
Because it looks
that's
like
out
that.
there.
Yeah.
Of course, there's always a risk that you're going to get caught and your entire profile is going to get shut down.
Yeah.
So if that's a route that you want to go,
no, it's not what we want to go. I think that's what
he did.
doing.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't understand how either that or he's just some genius guru at So I don't know.
So I mean, another trick that people do, they'll just send a link to all of their friends and family. It's a little bit more legit, but if you've never actually been to the business, you're kind of biased.
Sure.
So
okay.
What is your system now to get reviews?
We don't.
So okay, we'll start there. I would say.
Well, let me back up.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of this SEO and SEO, like this kind of stuff, he doesn't, even though I'm his marketing manager, he kind of does on his own, because ultimately he's going to be making the decision. So he's the one that usually meets with the people, and I'm too busy doing, like, concentrating on, like, doctor referrals and everything. Like, I'm like a pharma rep, and I go in and touch the doctor, visit the doctors.
Okay.
So with my time constraints, I don't really have a lot of time to do that.
Sure.
And he's a decision maker anyways. So I don't really know what he's using, but I don't think he's using. We've looked into like Bird's Eye.
Okay.
And I think there was another one, but he wasn't impressed. So. Okay.
Yeah, I mean, I found the best way is just to maybe have some signage at your front desk.
We're in the middle of creating that right now.
Yeah.
And we're creating the QR codes where they can go, and Facebook and Google make it super easy, go right to the point. Okay, good. Yep. Good. So you recommend all that.
And are you guys going to offer like a small discount or something like that, maybe off the next visit or something? The reason why
don't do that, but a lot of times he likes to cross promote, and he was thinking about doing, like, if you enter, you can get a free entree at the Toasted Yolk, and then he benefits both his businesses. That's why he's so smart, because it's like, so when I go visit the doctors, I take food from the Toasted Yolk, so I'm representing both businesses at the same time.
Right, that makes sense. Makes sense. Yeah, because I actually just visited a mechanic last week, and he was basically offering I think 5 or 10% off on the vehicle registrations, and I asked him about it, and he was like, yeah, we in the last month we've had like 100 new reviews.
Yeah.
Just from that, so it's all kinds of ways you can do it.
Yeah.
But very important part of the algorithm.
Yeah.
So,
Okay.
yeah, catch up with those guys. So yeah, social media's impact on SEO. We're going to go over that. Paid social promotion, so really Facebook ads, I think would be very important for you. And really how to leverage Facebook, LinkedIn, wherever social media platform as a search engine, because all these are search engines too. And then kind of just some key takeaways, and then at the end of this, I kind of did a review of your guys for the podiatrist clinic's presence, and I have some recommendations for some things to do. So let's go ahead and jump in. So a ton of websites are created each minute, so you can multiply that. That's, I'm not going to do the math, that's a ton every hour, a ton every day. And SEO, and really any digital marketing, whether it's paid ads, whether it's social media, it's all about building your visibility, your brand, your brand entity. And these are just different ways to do it. So this is why I see that all of these are very interrelated. So I would suggest, paying attention to all of them. And so, as you know, social media is built on relationships. So
I think that's so important.
yeah. So what are you guys doing now, kind of to leverage those relationships on social?
Well, I thought you were talking about relationships, just marketing relationships in general. So that's a big part of my job is, like I said, just touching, going out, being a constant reminder. We're involved in the chambers, both Katie and Fulshire. But how to leverage that into social media,
So the example you just mentioned about the toasted yolk, right?
Right.
So the same kind of thing, but take that online. So have a flyer, send it to Toasted Yolk. Say, hey, can you share this on your Facebook page? Maybe once every 2 weeks or something, and we'll offer you a discount, or vice versa. And really, any other businesses that he's partners with.
So give me an example. A flyer at Toasted Yolk that if you come visit the podiatry office, or the other way around.
Yeah, so if you visit the podiatry office, you get 5% or 10, whatever makes sense for them, off your next Toasted Yolk meal.
Oh.
So they have a benefit of doing that too. So I imagine they have a large following, the location in Katy.
Right, but how does that help? So that I could understand how that would be good for existing patients, but how does that help us get new patients?
Right, so people who may follow, who might be big fans of the Toasted Yolk, but maybe they are just, this is their first time going through foot problems. Maybe they don't know who to look for. So they go to Toasted Yolk's profile, they have a ton of followers, they're going to see your brand.
Sure. Okay.
So that's just one example.
Sure, okay,
And I will also say, figuring out who else would your target audience be connected with online? Who would they be following here locally in Katy?
Well, he always says the target market is everybody because everybody has feet. I'm just kidding.
Y'all cover quite a few kind of conditions. So just figuring out that target demographic and figuring out, I saw on your website one of your conditions is athletes' feet. I used to have terrible issues with that when I played sports. So connecting with these gyms out here in Katy, there's just a ton just in.
We do a lot of, I've started to get involved with doing health fairs.
Nice.
And runs.
Okay.
Being, like, sometimes they'll let you have a booth at a run.
Yeah.
So I'm getting more involved with that. Now the gyms, it's hit or miss. They've done some promotions at gyms, and they're like, oh, I don't think we've gotten anything out of that, so it's just hit and miss.
Okay. Yeah, because.
But we've tried a lot of different avenues.
Yeah.
So.
And what about Instagram? Because I think
we don't do anything for podiatry on Instagram.
Okay. So I would imagine, people in fitness, here locally, maybe they're micro influencers.
Yeah.
They don't have these huge followings, but 10,000 or 5,000.
Right.
It's very easy. Just say, hey, promote our content. We'll pay you, X amount for, traffic. And you can gauge that with tracking links.
Right.
That would be one way to promote on Instagram.
Right. Okay.
Now, I want to ask you, I'll wait to the end exactly how you want to use LinkedIn, but I'll wait to the end.
Okay.
We can talk about that. So social media, Facebook likes, Facebook shares, retweets, pins, whatever you want to call them, whatever platform you're using, these don't have a direct correlation with your Google rank. And I think what would be most important for you is that map pack. So you want to be on top of this guy who has 170 reviews or something. Mm-hmm. But it does give you other avenues to showcase your business. And here's an example. So let's say someone is on Facebook, maybe they're doing a search for podiatry, or maybe they're any social media platform. They see your Facebook business page. So instead of clicking there, they go to Google because they want to see your reviews. They want to see the experience for other patients.
Right.
So that branded search is actually very valuable for your SEO. And it's, if you're ever doing anything, offline or online, have them search your name, the name of your clinic, and Katie, and that's going to really help you with your SEO.
Right.
But that's all stemming from social.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Sure. Yeah.
And so, as you know, it boosts brand awareness, so you can reach new people. Now, unfortunately, with Facebook, I'm sure the organic reach is very small now.
Sure.
So you pretty much have to promote to get anything outside of your network.
Algorithm,
Yeah.
so, especially for business.
Yeah.
Purpose. Let me ask you a question. Are you going to send me this?
Yeah, I'm
presentation?
going to send you.
Okay, because I was going to say, can I take a picture of that? No, but you're going to send it to me.
I'll send you the back afterwards. Yeah, no problem. And these are just some of the different apps. I've actually seen not a podiatry clinic, but you call them chiropractors. They use WhatsApp. So basically, if you engage with them, they'll they'll tell you, hey, go like my Facebook page, or go give us a review, and your next
He
visit.
does something like that.
Okay.
Where it's
Via
sent
text?
to text.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay.
I don't know if it's WhatsApp.
Okay.
But he does something like that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Are you guys doing anything with Facebook Messenger?
No.
Okay. Yeah.
See, I handle the Facebook page for
Okay.
both the Hive and the practice.
Okay. Okay.
But the others I don't. And I just do Facebook.
Okay.
Yeah.
And how? Sorry.
Reach.
How from Facebook? Do you have an idea on how much traffic from your Facebook page is going to their website?
How do you find that out?
Google Analytics.
Yeah, see, I don't know much about that. Is
Okay.
that something, what is that? I know you can be Google certified, but what is the analytics? Like a report?
Yeah, so Google Analytics, it's a free tool from Google.
Mm-hmm.
So all you need to do is have your developer, whoever works on your website, the backend part, take the code from Google and just install it on the site. And basically what that does is track traffic to your site. But what's most important for you, it will tell you where that traffic is coming from, whether it's coming from organic, whether it's coming from Facebook.
Okay, so our guy's name is Will, and what does he have to do now?
Okay.
Again, this may be occurring, I just don't know.
Yeah.
He might look at Google, I don't know. He
Yeah.
doesn't tell me all that.
Okay. Okay.
Like I said, I know it sounds funny, but I'm part-time too, so
Sure,
but I do I do most of his networking, grassroots marketing.
Grassroots,
It's more, but with me, with my side business, and I do handle the Facebook, but when it comes to website, all that stuff, that's him. So
Okay.
he may do this, I don't know.
Right.
But if he doesn't, I want to tell him.
Yeah, for
so
sure.
You said what now?
If it's not installed, definitely install Google Analytics today.
On where? On the website?
Yes.
So it's Google
So he's gonna-
Analytics installed on katiefootcare.com website.
Yeah, any website you're working on, that's
Right, okay.
very important. The second utility is also free. It's called Google Search Console.
Google Search Console?
Yes.
Okay.
Now, it's a bit of an overlap there, but what Google Analytics...
That's an engine? The search engine? What is that?
It's just like another tool.
Okay.
Um,
Okay.
And so there's some overlap there about the data that those two tools provide, but what I really use Google Analytics for is to, one, see where my traffic is coming from. So let's say you go back to your Google Analytics data and you find that 80% of your traffic is coming from Facebook.
Yeah.
Well, that's a sign we need to double down on what we're doing on Facebook.
Can you, when we're done with this, can you show me on a page?
Yeah, sure.
Like what the Google Analytics looks like?
Sure,
Okay,
sure.
cool.
Yeah,
Awesome.
let me make a note so I don't forget. Yeah, so that'll pretty much tell you where your traffic is coming from.
It probably does. I just don't know anything about it.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I really don't know.
Yeah. And it'll also tell you how people are engaging with your site. So are they landing on your website and you're like, they leave after 5 seconds?
Yeah, okay.
Now that kind of tells you.
So kind of like the Facebook Insights, a little bit.
A little bit, but it's a lot
bit
more
detailed.
comprehensive.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay.
Now the Google Search Console, the way I would use that for social media, it'll give you a sample of the words that people are using. They're actually typing into Google to find your website.
Right, the
Yeah.
keywords.
Yeah.
So I've heard him talk about that before, like we need your keywords, yada yada. So he might be doing it.
Okay.
Right? I mean, right? If they were
I would say
asking
Google
keywords.
Analytics is a must. He
So
should be
he
doing
might.
it. Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. He
Yeah.
just doesn't tell me all that stuff.
Yeah.
I wish.
Yeah.
This is why I'm taking this class. I want to learn. I want to, and then I could be able to like transfer that and
Right.
like show me your Google. Okay. Anyways, so.
Right.
All right.
Yeah, we can look at both of those afterwards. Yeah, make sure you have those set up.
I'm gonna eat my chips now.
Yeah, go for it.
What kind of sandwich is it? Turkey?
BMT.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Nice.
yeah. So, as you know, it boosts your brand awareness, social media,
Okay.
and what you really want to go for SEO are branded searches. So, someone actually typing in, was it your foot specialist, Katie?
Mm-hmm.
As I understand, there are other locations, right?
Yeah, search
Yeah.
for.
So, your foot specialist, Katie.
Mm-hmm.
That's really how you're going to not only rank higher for your brand, but you're also going to rank higher for foot specialist related phrases.
Okay, sure.
Yeah.
Okay.
Now it all starts with social. So this is an example of Nike. You know, people, when you type in running shoes, it's usually is going to be one of your first choices
Right.
for Nike. You only have to think about it. So yeah, this is what I was just saying. So your foot specialist plus Katie, that would be a perfect SEO phrase for you, and that would start, from Facebook or somewhere, other social profile. So the other benefit of social media, and this is like a screen grab of just a search for your brand name. So you see here your Facebook page is actually number 3, right after your Yelp. So
what does that mean? That means more people are looking at Yelp than Facebook?
So that means that your Yelp page, for whatever reason, has more authority than your Facebook page. And that could be for a number of reasons. Your Yelp page may be older than your Facebook page.
Oh, which probably is.
Yeah, so that might be why. Your Yelp page might get more traffic than your Facebook page. It could be a variety of reasons.
He asked me that exact question yesterday. He goes, do people do Yelp reviews on doctors?
Yeah.
We only have 3, though.
Yeah. Yeah, I saw that. So that's actually going to be one of my recommendations. Let's try to improve that score. Because you're doing good right there, 4.7, 4.9 on Facebook.
Improve the Yelp score.
Yeah.
So we need to get people to do Yelp reviews.
Yeah.
Positive Yelp reviews.
Yeah, so I would say priority, we're just looking at it in general. Google. In this case, I would say Yelp number 2, because Facebook is pretty good, and then Facebook.
Okay.
Yeah. But yeah, so this is pretty much gives you different opportunities for people to find you.
Right.
So let's just say that wasn't your total foot care specialist, but it was something more general like Podiatrist Katie. If your website and your Facebook page and your Yelp page are all showing up on the first page of results, that increases the probability that someone's going to click on your link.
Are you able to look at that now? Can we look at that?
What's that?
If you type in Podiatrist Katie?
Yeah, sure.
I'm curious what the competitors does.
Who's
Texas.
ranking?
Yeah.
Let's see. Podiatrist.
So this is what SEO is, basically, how you want to be at the top.
Exactly.
Yeah, see, I know a little bit about it.
Yeah. But you see, like, if you have
we're top. Is that what that means? We're the
yeah,
number,
we're
right
top.
there?
Yeah, that's good. That's good.
Okay, but how come we're 1 and 3?
1 and 3.
James Jacobs, that's him.
Okay, yeah, that's interesting. So what I'm guessing is he has a profile for the practice, and then he has his own personal profile. Do you know why he would have done that or set it up that way?
Maybe he was in practice first and then they did the name. I don't know.
Yeah.
Does that hurt?
Can
I take a picture of that?
Yeah, sure.
So you're saying that you want to try to merge them? It's better to merge them? Is that what you think?
I think so. I mean, you're ranking number 1 and number 3, so again, you.
Can we see the does it have more? Like, click on more. I want to see what's his face pops up.
Yeah, I mean, you can look at these other ones, but just to give you an idea, these top 3, they're gonna get the most of the clicks. So
that's him right there. Total. Wait.
Texas
no.
Foot?
Where is that location? Does
Yeah,
it have the
it's in
address?
Beatty.
No, but does it have the address? That's
No.
him.
Yeah.
So he's right under us.
He's a ton of reviews.
That's what I told you. How many is it? 260?
264.
And they're all 5s. That's what. See, that's odd to me.
Yeah, it's a little interesting. Let's see.
That's the one I was telling you about. He has not been in practice very long, and he has all 5s.
Yeah, I don't know. He may be buying these. He may have friends and family writing them. It's kind of hard to say. I would say the way
Is it illegal if you're buying them? No.
If you don't get caught. But yeah, if there's like irregularities with how you're getting them. Like, let's say if I didn't have any reviews for 2 years and then in one day I get 50.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, I'm gonna get my profile banned. But yeah, if he's doing it like, few every day.
But see, that's what I'm saying. My boss is like, why does he have so many? I mean, he was like obsessed.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, but what's the difference between? So now we were number 1, and now we're not.
Yeah, so these are ads.
Oh.
So you see this little green
Okay.
little logo here?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
So sometimes they'll show up, sometimes they don't.
So basically, they're paying to be higher.
Exactly.
Okay.
So usually you'll see this, if it's a new business, they want that visibility, but they don't have the organic footprint yet.
Okay. I gotcha.
So yeah, I wouldn't worry too much about that because all of the stats show that people usually skip over these.
So how do we merge the Dr. Jacobs with the other? How do we do that?
So to merge those.
Yeah, see, because he's there too, you see? It says James M. Jacobs and then your total care.
And this goes to the same website, right? Same address, same everything.
I mean, yeah, Dr. Jacobs is your total care specialist. That's his practice.
Yeah, that's interesting because usually when you see something like this, like let's say you have like a law firm, and then every lawyer has like their own profile. But it's his practice, so I'm not sure why it would have been separated.
Yeah.
Because here's why it's confusing, because if you're trying to go get reviews, okay, does that patient review this one or does it review that one?
Yeah. And then you don't have as many, really. So really we should have 159 plus whatever Dr. Jacobs has.
So 162.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I mean...
But who do you call to fix it? I mean, how do you fix that?
So you would basically want to... Yeah, you have to call Google for something like that. Contact them and say, hey, you're not sure what happened, but we're trying to consolidate our Google My Business profiles. Can we combine the James Jacob profile with the practice profile?
Okay.
But
I didn't mean to deter from your presentation, though. Sorry. I just wanted
no
to
worries.
look at it. Okay.
No worries. But to be honest, this is another way of looking at this. Okay. So when someone types in podiatrist Katie, 70% of those clicks are going to go to these top 3.
Right.
And right now, you take up 2 of those top 3.
Right.
So you're taking up more real estate. So is it more important to consolidate these, or is it more important to take up more real estate? I would say
maybe he did it that way.
Yeah, real estate is more important in this case.
So don't change it, leave it? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Yeah. I would just
And I'm
say
gonna
make sure it's clear that which profile you're going to grab.
He might have done it.
Yeah.
That
For
way.
that reason. Yeah.
He's smart,
Yeah.
smart guy.
But
Or maybe he doesn't know and it had something to do with the practice, name came after his name, you know what I'm saying?
right, exactly.
I mean, I've only been working with him for 2 years. He's been in practice for 29, so.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, okay. All right,
Good
sorry.
point. Oh, no worries.
Sidetracked.
I like questions. It keeps me sharp.
Yeah. I have good ones, don't I? Considering
do.
I don't know that
You do.
much, but I know a lot.
So as you know, you can also get traffic from social media. So I think that's really, if I was looking at social and my KPI, like these vanity metrics like likes, shares, and retweets, that's great. But you really want your social profiles to be driving traffic back to your site.
Yeah.
And that's why it's really important, check with your web developer that you have Google Analytics installed.
Okay.
Because you can see all of that information. We'll take a look at one
Yeah, so I can see what it
at
looks
the
like.
end. Yeah. Yeah, so if you're putting out good content out there, they're going to click through to your website, and then, it's kind of like the critical mass thing. You have a ton of followers, it's going to attract more followers.
Did you look at our Facebook page?
I did.
What did you think?
So I would say, from what I saw, I didn't see a lot of original content. So, I forgot the name, I think it's called Everyday Clinic or something. It was the last post.
Mm-hmm.
What I prefer is that the doctor himself or herself or someone from the team is actually putting together some content and posting it. So no one can say, oh, you grabbed this from this website. Are you really an expert? No. We wrote this. We know where we're going.
Sure.
So
Okay.
that would be my biggest.
Well, see, that's the problem
Area
is
of
because
feedback.
I'm not the expert, but I do the social
Right.
media. So,
Right.
it's like I can only talk about warts so much, but you know what I'm saying?
Right, and I've had that situation with clients where, they're in some really obscure industries.
Yeah.
And really what I did is, every month we're going to have a one hour call and I'm going to ask you questions or you're going to answer them.
Yeah, okay.
That way, you're not the expert, but you can at least speak be knowledgeable about whatever you're
Yeah.
posting about.
Okay.
Yeah. And I would say another thing for your social, I like to align things with what's going on. So July, of course, we just have 4th of July, but there are other little special days throughout the month.
Sure.
So finding ways to align what you guys do with those special
Yeah,
days.
like I've done that. Like I think in March was Wound Care Awareness Week.
Yeah,
So I made
perfect,
Sure. Yeah,
perfect,
so I do
yeah.
that kind of stuff.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Let's see. So
I
this.
think is it November? Which month it is? It's Diabetes Awareness Month.
Okay.
Diabetes and feet are huge.
Yeah, absolutely.
So I definitely do that.
Do you have like a calendar ahead of
I
time?
do.
Okay. And do you post manually or do you kind of
I
use a
post
tool?
manually.
Okay.
Well, yeah, I post manually for a month,
Okay.
and then I don't have to look at it for a month.
Got it. Okay.
And for my side business, I post weekly.
Okay. Do you use any tools like Hootsuite or any of those? Okay.
No, I don't. I know I probably should, but
I mean, it'll probably make your life easier.
Yeah.
So.
it's new to me.
Yeah.
Do you do Facebook marketing? Like, if someone
That's not
called you
something-
and said, "Hey, can you post on Facebook
Yeah.
for me?" Would you do that?
Yeah. Yeah.
So in a way, you're kind of a competitor.
But it's not. Yeah, but it's not really. That's not
But
something we even
just
put on
do
our
Face-
website.
Yeah, I just do Facebook because I
Yeah.
don't know all this stuff. And I target people that know the value but don't have time
Mhm.
and don't know much about it and
Right.
just want to get it off their hands.
Right,
So
right.
yeah.
So I guess like kind of what are your, at the end of the month or when you meet with them, you say, hi, Mr.
Yeah, I tell them like what
Yeah.
kind of promotions you want to highlight for the month.
Okay.
do you have any coupons? Are there any events we need to highlight? So,
Okay.
so those are all the right questions to ask, right?
Yeah,
Okay.
because you know, sometimes the reason why I got away from social media, as far as offering it as a service, because sometimes it's hard to communicate that value, like to their business.
Sure.
So that's why, like Google Analytics, you can say, hey, well, our social media work, we're driving this amount of traffic to your website.
Sure.
Now, if it's not converting, well, we need to talk to your website designer, figure out how to optimize your website for conversions.
Yeah. Okay. Okay.
Yeah, but that's a good conversation to have.
Well, and it kind of builds into this about the content.
Yeah.
Okay.
So that's one thing. Another area of improvement I saw for the podiatrist site, the blog, it looked like it was disabled. So I don't know if that's by design or.
Ooh, I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't do that, so I'm not sure. Was that on the web? That's terrible. I don't even.
Yeah. So I actually think I have your site up still. Yeah.
Alice probably handles that, and I'll let her know. She's like his. See, and this is the other thing. So Alice is really good at like graphic design. I want to take a graphic design class so bad, and then I feel like I'd be better with content.
Sure.
You know.
Sure.
But he won't pay for me to do that, so I got to do it on my own, I guess.
Gotta learn. So.
But so Alice she handles the website, any changes, and so she's probably in charge of the blog. So I'll let her know.
Okay.
So
Yeah.
what is it? You go to the blog.
Yeah. So you click it, it doesn't do anything. So.
Blog disabled.
Yeah.
So yeah, so that would be her.
Um,
See, I don't know how to do any of that stuff. That's terrible. I
Yeah,
should.
but see, are you guys blogging? Are they adding? Yeah, so that
well, I
would,
guess not, because
yeah,
she
'cause
would
it's
be
disabled.
doing that. Yeah.
So the reason why I say that's step 0, because it pretty much flows your content. You can take that blog content and make little snippets for your social, so that makes your life easier. But blog content also helps with your SEO
But
because
see,
you can.
she would be in the same boat that I would be. She's like, tell me what to put. Like, she would have to put the doctors would have to feed her the content.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
I don't know if I don't know. So.
Yeah, so I don't know like how his view on content, but what I find, especially for like medical clients, you know, like create evergreen content. So you're not going too deep, like too technical with your what
So
you're writing.
surface level.
Yeah. So what would a layperson need to know about, I don't know, diabetes and their feet?
Yeah.
Yeah. And that's something, you know, you can just look up some.
So surface level.
Yeah, surface level
yeah.
info. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So. But yeah, we definitely content at least once a month on that blog. That'll probably be my #1 action
Like,
item
okay,
for the site.
content needs to be updated once a month.
Yeah. So
Okay.
a new article once a month. Let that be a goal. And then if you really want to go above and beyond, once a week eventually.
Okay, got it.
Yeah. And to add on to that, I would target, so he's already ranking very well for podiatrist Katie. I will look at some phrases or keywords where he's not ranking that well for.
Yeah, see, and that's probably stuff that he has talked with. He does have an agency that he uses.
Okay.
And so they probably discuss all that.
Okay.
So that maybe that's who's helping him get to #1 and 3, right?
For sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Again, I wish I could help you out. I don't know who he uses because he doesn't tell me. So.
Okay. Yeah, no worries.
You know?
No worries. Yeah. Yeah, and then this is a little bit more about SEO, but you know, so step 0 is putting the content on your site.
Okay.
Then the next step is, you know, promoting that content.
Okay.
So you should really have an entire, where you have a writer, or I think you said her name's Alice. She's putting together the content, posting on the site, but you have a workflow where you're promoting this content. So Facebook, Twitter,
Sure.
you know,
Okay.
making a video.
Sure.
Are you doing anything with video?
Mhm.
Yeah, so video is huge.
Yeah, but again, doesn't that come into HIPAA with patient
No, so
privacy?
you don't have to necessarily film patients. I don't know if you've ever seen like some of these news channels. They have these like these videos just with text, so they're just describing something. You know, something like that. Upload that to YouTube, target it to a keyword, and so going back to the search result, your Facebook, your videos are up there. You pretty much have multiple opportunities to capture prospective patients.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, so check out a tool called Snappa, Snappa. And then the other is Content Samurai. You know, you can go in there, create a video in like 20 minutes. It's that simple.
And then post it to the
Yeah.
different platforms?
Mm-hmm.
It's a creating video?
Yeah. So Content Samurai,
So-
that creates the video, and then you know the little
Do you have
thumbnails.
to use both Snappa and creating?
I use both.
Okay. Which one's more user friendly?
Well, they do two different things.
Okay,
So
what do they do?
so Snappa is more for graphics. So you're just saying about, you know, help
It
with
will
graphics.
help me to create
Yeah,
graphics?
so- yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Does it have like a tutorial to, I can kind of teach
It
myself?
should, yeah. I mean, you can
Okay.
kind of. It's like playing around with a PowerPoint slide. It's that.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's very intuitive.
So I can use that to help create graphics
Create
to
graphics.
to transfer
To
to
put on your
Facebook.
social.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
Yeah, and I'll give you another one, Canva.
Canva?
Yeah,
I think I've heard of that one.
yeah. Just play around with those, see which one.
And that's another graphic one?
Yeah.
Graphic tool? Okay.
And then Content Samurai, that's just video.
Samurai.
Yeah.
I'm like, how do you spell it? Samurai. Okay. I don't think I spelled it right, but I'll know it. Okay,
Yeah.
alright.
So yeah, so once you have your content, you're promoting it. So let's say, you know, other businesses in Katy that might serve the same demographic, maybe they pick up your content and they link back to it. So I know you say your husband, he's SEO. So SEO, it's content and backlinks. So promoting the content, more people see it, you're more likely to get those backlinks and that referral traffic. So that's why I think, you know, if I'm looking at content and social, 20% is actually creating the content, 80% is actually promoting it. So, so I'll actually send, when I send this deck, I'll send you over like an example workflow that, you know, different sites I will look at to promote content. They're all free, so
Right.
there's no
Okay.
reason not to.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah. Yeah, so targeting the right platforms. So I won't go into that too much. But yeah, of course, if someone shares your content, it doesn't have to go viral, but that always benefits your
Sure.
brand. Okay. And so this is just about the different search engines and how they actually use that social authority to rank your site.
Yeah.
So even though Google is like the big player in the game, Bing is, you know, people use Bing, and so they actually look at your social engagement as a ranking factor. So that's one way to improve your visibility on Bing.
Okay.
Okay. And then customer reviews, we already talked about it, but as you can see, Google.
We have good ratings.
Yeah, you have very good ratings.
Yeah.
The Yelp. Work on a Yelp profile.
Yeah. Well, and one of them, yeah, that's why he actually brought it up yesterday. There was one Yelp review, and it's very confusing because she says she lives in Denver.
Okay.
The only thing I can think of is she lived here at one point and then moved to Denver, and now her profile says Denver.
Okay.
It's very weird.
Was she actually a former patient?
I don't know. I mean,
Okay.
I could look, but
Yeah.
I don't know. It's very strange.
Yeah, so actually I work with a dentist who actually just had the same, very similar situation.
Yeah.
They didn't recognize the patient, so
Right.
it turns out, I don't know what happened, but yeah, they had to go through this entire process with Yelp.
Yeah, where you want to get their review.
Get the
removed.
review, get it removed. So,
So without going into too much detail, there was a negative review that came on,
Mhm.
and that's on Yelp, and she hasn't been a patient for a really long time.
okay.
And I'm like, well, why did she post that now? I think she's angry,
Mhm.
and it's just like, come on, you know,
Yeah.
it's just strange.
Yeah, someone
You
told
are-
me, yeah, it was a psychiatrist that told me for healthcare it's difficult because people either really love you or they hate you.
Yeah.
There's no like 3 rating.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
paid social promotion. So are you promoting, like doing Facebook ads at all? On any of your
I do
clients?
with my personal.
Okay.
Yeah.
How's that going?
Good.
Yeah.
I mean, an example, I did a promotional effort for a charity that they were working
Nice.
towards, and I paid $50 and we reached almost 2,000 people.
Oh wow. Okay.
So we did good. So I know how to do all that with picking your demographics and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So.
Okay, great. And do you do cross marketing on Instagram the same way?
No,
Okay.
they mostly just do Facebook.
Okay.
Can you transfer paid promotion from Facebook to Instagram?
You can. So they
Okay.
actually, when you're setting up the Facebook ad, it's an option to
Share
promote
it
on Instagram
Insta?
too. So
But even the paid promotions?
yeah.
Okay. Honestly, I don't even know if they have an Instagram account. I know that's terrible. I should know that, but they're not interested in it. They're
Right.
like just Facebook, you know. So I'm like, okay.
Okay.
So,
But whatever the client says, right?
yeah.
Yeah, so we were just talking about this earlier, how organic Facebook posting,
Reach.
yeah, it's just not there.
Yeah.
So sometimes it's required just to get that reach.
Sure. Of course.
Um,
And that I know. Yeah.
yeah. So this is, search engines. So Facebook, Twitter, even though you're not using it as often, YouTube, those are all search engines. So I would say, if you're not going to be involved in Twitter, at least set it up to where anything you post to Facebook automatically goes to their Twitter account. So you only have to go to Twitter maybe once. And that's like an integration you can do through Facebook.
Okay.
Yeah.
Same thing where you share it from Facebook to Twitter.
Yeah. But it's
I
like,
don't even know if we have it. I don't think we even have a Twitter.
yeah, just go to, just create it because it can show up on the top of the search results. And just go to, I think it's facebook.com/Twitter. Yeah, it's pretty easy. So set up that Twitter account and then just connect the two.
Okay.
And so anytime you post on Facebook, it'll go automatically to Twitter. And then YouTube, we already talked about video. So definitely find a way to.
Oh, and that's why you say, because it 19 billion more than Facebook.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
19 billion searches per day.
No, per month. Oh,
month.
it's
Okay.
per month. Yeah.
Sorry.
But still a
searches
ton,
per
right?
month. Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then YouTube 3 billion. And honestly, if you're targeting Katie, if you start making videos, you could really just dominate the first page because
Yeah.
I imagine no one else is doing video in
Sure.
Katie. So,
Okay. Have to run it by the boss.
yeah. It's just like different Twitter or different search bars. So I would say for your social profiles, just really think about brand consistency. So consistent imagery and branding across all of the profiles. Balance relevance and appeal. So I'm not sure about your boss, but try to, be a little edgy sometimes. That's really what gets people to click.
Sure.
And then always make sure you include like relevant keywords and links in your profile. So Katie Podiatrist, Katie Podiatrist expert, phrases like that.
Yeah, we do foot pain go away.
Yeah.
Your total foot care.
Yeah. Okay.
Happy feet, happy life. Those are our hashtags.
Okay. Nice. So this is just an example. This guy did a pretty good job optimizing his LinkedIn. I'll keep it moving. So post updates regularly. So it sounds like you schedule your posts a month ahead of time. That's great. So these are just some of like the recommendations.
Wait, what? Three a week is low?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
I only do one a week.
One a week?
Yeah.
Wow.
I was always told don't, one a day is fine, but I was always told don't do a lot because then you're going to inundate people in there. I mean, what are your thoughts on that?
My thoughts, if you post something, it probably will last in someone's newsfeed like maybe 10 minutes.
Yeah.
So it's very unlikely if you're posting once a day that they're going to even see it.
Yeah.
Unless
Okay.
they just happen to be
Because
on
of
it.
organic reach.
Yeah, exactly.
So even with my clients, I should probably be doing it once a day.
Yeah.
So 5 days a week. 5 days a week. I'm not doing 7, but I can do 5
days a week. Yeah.
Okay.
But yeah, these are just some recommendations. I would test them out, kind of see where you get the most engagement.
Okay.
Yeah. So viral headlines. So we already talked about Canva, Photoshop. That's a little more advanced. I think Canva is a little more intuitive. Always include a call to action in your post.
Yeah,
so,
I know, we talk about that.
Yeah, you should always.
We talk about that a lot.
Really?
Like, yeah.
Okay.
Like, you know, call today for the
Yeah.
special.
Yeah.
Like, what are some other call to action?
Book an appointment today.
Yeah.
Schedule a
I
consultation.
don't do that every post, but I try to.
Yeah.
Call today for inspection, sign up for our contest, I mean, whatever. But I know that's important.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, and then research which topics have the potential to go viral. So, I would look at Google News, like what's going on in the news for a podiatrist or any of the related health conditions.
Right.
Try to be, relevant and timely. Yeah, just learn the rules of hashtags. So, I typically only use hashtags on YouTube and Twitter.
Facebook? Why?
They really don't have any effect.
Value?
Yeah,
Really?
really.
Why? Why do you think they don't?
Because you really can't do a hashtag search on Facebook because it'll take away the hashtag. So basically, let's say you have podiatrist, hashtag podiatrist. If you just search that, it'll show up, but it's not like Twitter where it's going to be a whole stream of hashtags or YouTube where there's a whole stream. So.
But it doesn't hurt to put a hashtag.
It doesn't hurt, but yeah, it's kind of.
It doesn't really
it
help.
really
either.
doesn't help
Yeah,
either.
so it's just more filler.
Vanity, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Do you mind if I go to the bathroom again real quick? I drank all this water.
Yeah, go for it.
I'll be real quick.
It's hot outside. You right?
I'll be right back.
No worries. So that's correct.
Okay, I'm sorry.
No worries. No
Okay.
worries. Yeah, so I don't want to have you over too much.
Well,
But-
I got time if you do.
Okay.
I don't wanna interrupt your time, but I'm fine.
Yeah, I have to probably wrap up by 1:15.
Okay.
So
No worries.
yeah, we should be fine.
Yeah.
But I want to make sure we look at some of those things you asked about. So once you get some content on the site, and you guys are using WordPress, I saw,
Yeah.
like go in there and install some of these plugins, because that'll basically automate the posting for you. So maybe if you're going to do Monday through Friday, have it do Saturday and Sunday. That way you get full coverage.
Well, I was talking about for my business, but yeah, but I can definitely recommend it for the other two.
Yeah,
I mean,
for sure.
So how did you know he used WordPress?
So yeah, you basically just go into the site code and it says WordPress.
Yeah, see, I don't know anything about that. Okay.
Key takeaways. So there is some impact as you see, all these things are connected. If you're doing well off social, you're gonna have a good organic standing, and that's SEO, and then you're gonna get good backlinks. It's all connected. So just think about brand, like how these big brands like Nike and some of the others, how they promote their stuff online.
Right.
Try to do it within your budget.
Gotcha. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, social is very important. I think it's very, what you'll find in, I worked with some clients where they're going to eventually want to know, okay, how much new business is coming from our social media efforts.
Right.
So that's why getting the tracking and really
Right.
learning.
And I'm sure he has it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Very, very important. Very important. So before we kind of dive deep into some things related to the clinic, did you have any questions?
No, I think I pretty much asked questions throughout.
Yeah,
So,
okay.
Yeah.
Cool. So these are some opportunities for the online presence that I saw. So I'm going to exit out. So we already talked about Yelp reviews and video content. I kind of wanted to pick your brain about exactly how you wanted to use LinkedIn. But first, let's look at number one, Google My Business. Okay. So, okay, so this is probably the hot new thing for SEO and social. So you'll see down here, there's this section called Posts from Your Total Foot Care Specialist.
Okay.
Is that something that you guys are doing? Looks like you're doing something, but the last one was from 2018.
Wait, well, yeah, I used to do that.
Yeah, keep doing it.
Keep doing it?
Yeah. It's probably more important than Facebook posts now.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And what's it called again?
Google My Business post.
Okay.
So it looks like if you add some images and video, it'll look something like this. So it kind of just stands out. And why that's important, so let's just say someone is Googling for digital marketing agency near me. They do those near me searches.
Right.
So depending on the competition, this can actually show up at the very top on a mobile phone. And most people, they're on their mobile phones now. So that's why, it's just another way to get some more visibility. And some of those plugins I showed on the slide, you can automate all of that posting.
Can you click back on it again? I want to see.
Yeah, so it's
because I used to
different
do that.
snippets.
What is it? Weekly, right?
It looks
Why
like
did I stop doing that? What's the last one?
it's
June?
from November.
So I was doing it weekly, wasn't I?
No,
October
just
20?
like bi-weekly or something. Yeah.
Well, I think I was supposed to do it weekly. Yeah, there's the 17th and the 28th.
Yeah.
I don't remember why I stopped doing that. Honestly, because there's so many things that,
Yeah.
especially with all the businesses, Okay, so I'll get back on that.
Yeah, that's why I think.
But just like that, like keywords is good.
Yeah, put your
Like
keywords in
graphics.
there. Yeah, put graphics. Yeah, make it look really
And you
good.
said it's more, people look at that more now than Facebook?
Yes, because let's say someone Googled Katie Podiatrist and you weren't number one.
Mm-hmm.
This is actually going to show at the top of the screen. It's going to have some real estate. So it's a way to target keywords that you're not ranking well for, but you want some visibility. So I don't know if he, in the next few months, next quarter, he started offering a new procedure that he doesn't even have a page for on the site. That's a great way to target that new procedure, get some patients
Okay,
coming in
yeah,
there.
okay.
Yeah. So highly recommend it. It's you can schedule it like you do your Facebook post. The other thing were the pictures.
Oh yeah, that's our old office. He said that the other day too. That's
Yeah.
the old office. That's not even our current office.
Yeah.
And the nail polish, see, that's the
Yeah,
nail
that's
spot.
weird.
No, it's not, because the nail spot is part of the clinic.
Okay.
Because people that have diabetes, she's trained to do pedicures, like a diabetic
okay.
pedicure.
Okay.
So
Okay.
that's a separate business. So you'd asked me about Arista Group. So remember, Arista Groups is
Yeah.
like the grandfather, and they all fall underneath.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah, so that's Tranquility Nail Spa,
Okay.
but it's in the clinic.
It's in the clinic.
Yeah.
Does it have its own Google My Business?
Maybe.
Okay, because I would recommend putting those, like, keeping the pictures separate. If it's a separate business, have a separate profile
But
for
it is
it.
and it isn't. Does that make sense? I mean,
Right.
it's
Even
all,
if it's in the same office, if it's like a different entity,
yeah,
it, sh-
yeah.
it should have
yeah.
like its own everything.
Okay.
Yeah.
And it might.
Yeah.
Again, I don't handle.
What's the name of it?
Tranquility Nail Spa.
Tranquility Nail Spas.
Yeah. Cure.
Can't spell it.
There. Right. Nail Spa.
So this isn't
But it's
Cypress.
not nail and day spa. It's and
Okay.
put nail. No S. I don't know.
Okay.
And I don't know if he has one. I don't know if you should put Katie. Oh, there it is. Is that it? The second one down? No, if you go back.
Yeah, this one right here, right?
No, the one at the top now.
Yeah, well, what I was saying, he needs to have one of these for this business too.
Can you click on it? Let me see. That should be it. Yeah, see? Look, it goes to the page. You see that?
Yeah.
So that was it.
Yeah. So I was.
So what does he not what is he missing?
So he needs this over here.
But what is that?
It's a call your
Google
Google My
Pro-
Business
Oh, so he needs to Google My Business for
for
Tranquility. Nail Spa?
Tranquility.
Okay.
And really, all of his entities, they should have their own.
Okay, so let's look at the other one. Arista, type this one in. This is in the building too. Arista Laser Center.
Arista Laser Center.
What do you call it? Google My Business Profile?
Yeah.
Okay,
Google My Business profile. Yeah.
there. Well, okay, so they do. So that does. That's in the building too. That's another business. That's
Chiropractor.
pain. No, it's a pain laser. Does it say chiropractor?
Yeah.
It's not chiropractor. It's a pain laser. Although wait
So
a
you-
minute, hold on. But there is a chiropractor in there too. Maybe he rolled a chiropractor up in there. So maybe.
Yeah.
But Arista Wellness Center is a pain laser.
Okay.
But he does have a profile, so that's right. And there's a chiropractor in there too.
Okay.
But you see how confusing it is because there's so
Yeah,
many
it's
businesses.
like different
Yeah.
businesses. Yeah.
So the